Most gardeners assume you need a large outdoor space, deep garden beds, or perfect weather to grow your own vegetables. But the truth is, the healthiest, most productive crops you'll ever grow can come from small indoor setups, balcony containers, and simple, everyday pots. If you learn how to manage moisture, light, feeding, and pruning properly, you can grow fresh vegetables at home in a way that feels almost endless, harvest after harvest, cycle after cycle, without ever needing a big garden. Welcome back to Daily Plant Life, where we make gardening simple, enjoyable, and unbelievably productive. Today, I'm going to show you how to grow a powerful set of indoor crops that produce continuously and give you fresh food longer than you ever expected. These aren't the same crops you saw in the previous script. These are completely different vegetables that bring their own unique strengths to indoor growing. If you're ready to turn your home into a compact, abundantly producing garden, hit that like button, subscribe to Daily Plant Life, and let's begin. Indoor crop number 1, carrots. Growing carrots indoors sounds unusual, but once you understand how they behave, they become one of the most rewarding root crops for small spaces. Carrots don't need a huge garden bed. They need depth, and depth is easy to create indoors. All you need is a container that is tall enough to let the roots stretch. The key to indoor carrots is loose, airy soil. Carrots thrive when the soil is soft, light, and free of stones or compact chunks. Indoors, you control the texture perfectly, which means your carrots grow straight, smooth, and crisp, without the deformities common in outdoor gardens. Once you sow the seeds, carrots germinate slowly, but when kept warm, moist, and undisturbed, they begin to rise with delicate green tops that look like miniature ferns. Light is important, but carrots don't require harsh sun. A bright window or moderate grow light is enough. The magic of indoor carrot growing lies in consistency. Indoors, there's no wind, no fluctuating weather, no sudden temperature swings. As a result, the roots grow uniformly, swelling gently over time. Harvesting carrots indoors becomes addictive. Once they start maturing, you can harvest selectively. Pick the largest ones and let the smaller ones continue growing. This staggered harvest creates a near-endless cycle. Indoor carrots taste sweeter and crunchier because they grow slowly and calmly. Every bite feels like a garden reward. When grown indoors, carrots become one of the most dependable, space-friendly crops you will ever grow. Indoor crop number 2, kale. Kale is one of the most unstoppable crops indoors. It grows continuously, withstands low light better than most greens, and keeps producing leaf after leaf as long as you feed it well. Indoor kale is something every small space gardener should experience because the plant behaves almost like a miniature tree. You harvest the lower leaves, and the plant just keeps reaching upward, producing more. Sow kale indoors, and it germinates quickly under warm conditions. The seedlings emerge sturdy, and as they grow, the leaves take on their signature curly or flat shapes, depending on the variety you choose. What makes kale shine indoors is its resilience. It doesn't bolt easily, doesn't panic with temperature changes, and doesn't demand perfect conditions. Kale simply grows. With a grow light, kale becomes a nonstop machine, but even a bright window will keep it thriving. Watering should be consistent. Enough moisture to keep leaves crisp, but never soggy soil that suffocates the roots. Indoors, kale is safe from pests like aphids and caterpillars, so your leaves remain flawless, unchewed, and clean. As soon as the leaves reach a good size, harvest the lower ones, leaving the top intact. The plant responds by producing new leaves from the center, essentially resetting itself. This cycle continues for months. Some indoor kale plants last half a year or more. The flavor stays mild and smooth indoors because the leaves don't face harsh sunlight or cold. Kale brings beauty, nutrition, and long-term productivity, all from a simple pot in your home. Indoor crop number 3, cucumbers. Cucumbers indoors are one of the most satisfying crops you can grow, especially compact, bush, or dwarf varieties made specifically for small space gardening. Most people think cucumbers need sprawling gardens, but the truth is, cucumber plants simply need vertical support and steady warmth. which are both easy to recreate indoors. When you plant cucumbers inside, the seeds germinate with enthusiasm. Within days, you'll see strong, broad leaves reaching toward the light. Indoors, the vines stay healthier and more manageable because they aren't exposed to pests or unpredictable weather. Give them a small trellis, a string, or a vertical support, and the vines climb with elegance. The secret to endless cucumbers indoors lies in feeding and pruning. Cucumbers love rich soil and consistent moisture. Indoors, they receive exactly that. The tiny baby cucumbers appear almost magically, firm, green, and perfectly shaped. Because the plant is not stressed by heat or pests, indoor cucumbers grow smooth and tender. The harvest cycle becomes continuous because cucumbers grow fast. Once you pick one, another begins forming. The best part? Indoor cucumbers taste sweeter, juicier, and more refreshing than anything store-bought. Indoor crop number 4, Radicchio. Radicchio is one of the most stunning indoor crops you can cultivate. With its deep purple leaves and striking white veins, Radicchio looks like a decorative plant, but it is fully edible, beautifully bitter, and incredibly rewarding to grow indoors. While many gardeners believe Radicchio belongs only in outdoor beds, the truth is that indoors it grows even better because it thrives under controlled conditions. When you sow Radicchio indoors, the seeds germinate quickly, sending up small green leaves that gradually take on more color as they mature. Radicchio begins green, but as it grows and receives consistent light, the deep red hues intensify. Indoors, because temperatures are stable and the light is gentle, Radicchio develops softer leaves with richer color than outdoor varieties that face constant fluctuation. The secret to indoor Radicchio is patience. The plant grows steadily, forming tight heads that resemble small cabbages. Indoors, without intense sunlight or heat, the edible heads form beautifully. As the plant matures, the leaves become more defined, taking on that signature slight bitterness that makes Radicchio popular in salads, grilled dishes, and sautés. Radicchio enjoys bright indirect light and evenly moist soil. Indoors, it grows without pest damage, meaning your harvest is clean and flawless. When it's ready, you simply cut the head at the base. And here's the magic. If you leave the roots undisturbed, Radicchio often regrows smaller secondary heads, giving you a bonus harvest. Its beauty alone makes Radicchio worth growing indoors. The vivid colors brighten any indoor garden arrangement, and the taste brings a gourmet touch to your meals. Growing Radicchio indoors turns your home into a small, elegant vegetable garden filled with color and character. Indoor crop number 5, cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes are one of the most iconic indoor crops, and for good reason. They're unbelievably productive in containers. These compact, cheerful plants love warm indoor conditions. With a simple grow light, cherry tomatoes become unstoppable. Indoor cherry tomatoes germinate fast and produce thick stems early. As they grow, the leaves spread wide and fragrant, and the plant starts forming clusters of small yellow flowers. These blossoms transform into tiny green fruits, which gradually ripen into bright red, orange, yellow, or even black cherries depending on your chosen variety. Indoor cherry tomatoes don't face pests like hornworms, so the foliage stays lush and intact. They also don't get beaten down by storms or heat waves, so production remains steady. The trick is keeping the soil consistently moist and feeding the plant regularly. Cherry tomatoes are heavy feeders. They love compost, worm castings, and bloom-boosting nutrients. Once the first fruits begin ripening, the plant enters full production mode. It produces fruit continuously, sending out new flowers even while earlier clusters ripen. Indoors, cherry tomatoes rarely stop unless the plant becomes root-bound or underfed. That's why a deep pot is essential. More soil means more roots, and more roots mean nonstop tomato clusters. Indoor cherry tomatoes create one of the most joyful harvest experiences. Bright little fruits hang everywhere, ready to pick anytime. Each one is sweet, juicy, and exploding with flavor, far better than supermarket tomatoes. Indoor crop number 6, sweet peppers. Sweet peppers are one of the most underrated indoor crops you can grow, and once you start your first plant inside, you'll understand why indoor gardeners love them so much. Sweet peppers thrive in stable temperatures, gentle breezes from fans, and consistent moisture, all of which indoor growing environments provide without effort. Indoors, peppers don't experience shock from cold nights, sudden rainfall, or pest infestations, which means the plant can devote all its energy to leaf production, flower development, and fruit formation. When you grow sweet peppers indoors, you begin by selecting compact or dwarf varieties, but even standard varieties adapt beautifully when they receive enough light. Their seeds germinate quickly in warm indoor soil, and as the seedlings grow, they develop strong stems and glossy leaves. The indoor environment prevents stress, which is incredibly important for peppers because stress is the #1 reason outdoor peppers drop flowers before they fruit. One of the greatest advantages of indoor sweet peppers is their extended fruiting cycle. Outdoors, peppers slow down when temperatures shift, but indoors, with steady warmth, the plant behaves almost like a perennial. It continues blooming, setting fruit, and ripening peppers for long stretches of time. Flowering happens in clusters, and once the blooms open, gentle hand pollination, simply tapping the stem or shaking the pot, helps the plant set fruit reliably. Baby peppers emerge as tiny glossy bumps, and they swell steadily over the weeks. Indoor peppers ripen into bright red, yellow, orange, purple, or chocolate tones depending on your chosen variety. The flavor of indoor-grown sweet peppers is shocking. They are thicker, juicier, and sweeter because the plant never experiences outdoor stress. And because pests are rare indoors, each pepper grows clean, smooth, and perfect. Sweet peppers indoors offer a continuous harvest cycle that can last months, making them one of the most satisfying indoor crops you will ever grow. Indoor crop number 7, broccoli microgreens. Broccoli microgreens are one of the fastest, most nutrient-dense indoor crops you can grow. They don't require deep soil, they grow in compact trays, and they mature astonishingly fast, often in as little as 7 to 10 days. If you want a crop that rewards you quickly and repeatedly, broccoli microgreens are your answer. When you sow broccoli microgreen seeds, you spread them densely across a shallow tray filled with fine, airy soil. Within 48 hours, you'll see the first hints of life. Indoors, where the temperature stays warm and consistent, the germination rate is incredibly high. The little seedlings grow upright and smooth, forming a uniform forest of green shoots. Microgreens thrive in indirect light, though a grow light encourages stronger stems and deeper color. What makes broccoli microgreens so satisfying is their simplicity. There is no need for complex fertilization or deep watering. A spray bottle is often enough to keep the soil evenly moist. Because the growth cycle is so short, pests and diseases rarely have time to develop. As the seedlings rise, their tiny leaves unfurl into a rich green canopy. When they reach the perfect height, usually 2 to 3 inches, it's time to harvest. You snip them at the base, gather the entire tray of microgreens in your hands, and enjoy vegetables fresher than anything in a grocery store. The flavor is mild but earthy, and the nutritional value is incredibly dense. Many gardeners grow microgreens indoors not just for food, but for the satisfaction of having something grow successfully every week. Once you harvest a tray, you can immediately reseed it and begin another cycle. Indoor broccoli microgreens allow you to experience a rapid, nonstop harvest rhythm that keeps your home filled with fresh greens at all times. Indoor crop number 8, Swiss chard. Swiss chard is one of the most stunning indoor crops you can grow. With its bright red, gold, pink, and white stems and its broad, glossy leaves, chard doubles as both a food plant and a decorative indoor accent. Indoors, Swiss chard grows even more beautifully than outdoors because it experiences zero pest pressure and no leaf damage from wind or rain. When you plant Swiss chard indoors, the seeds germinate quickly, sending up sturdy seedlings with vibrant stems from the beginning. As the leaves grow, they form lush rosettes that are perfect for repeated harvesting. Swiss chard is one of the best cut-and-come-again crops you can grow. Simply remove the outer leaves and let the center continue producing. Light plays an important role in bringing out the full color of Swiss chard. While it tolerates moderate indoor light, a grow light deepens the intensity of its stems, making them glow with neon brightness. Indoors, the gentle environment keeps the leaves tender and smooth, making them excellent for sautéing, steaming, and eating raw. Swiss chard grows well in shallow or medium-depth containers, making it perfect for indoor gardeners with limited space. The roots don't require deep soil, and the plant adapts easily to small planting areas. Over time, you'll notice Swiss chard turning into a long-lasting indoor plant. It doesn't bolt quickly indoors because it doesn't face heat pressure. It continues producing leaf after leaf for months, giving you a continuous supply of vibrant, nutritious greens with minimal effort. At the end of the day, growing your own food indoors is more than just keeping plants alive. It's creating a system that feeds you, comforts you, and makes your home feel alive in a way nothing else can. Every leaf you cut, every stem you prune, every container you water becomes part of a rhythm that keeps giving back as long as you give it a little attention. These crops aren't just plants, they're companions in your home. They grow with you, they respond to you, and they reward you over and over again with fresh food you can harvest the moment you need it. And the truth is, once you start, it becomes addictive. You'll find yourself checking on them in the morning, watching new shoots appear, and feeling proud every time you see something you planted begin to thrive. That's the beauty of gardening, even in the smallest space. If today's video helped you, inspired you, or made you look at indoor gardening a little differently, then go ahead and hit that like button. It helps more than you know. And if you're new here, welcome to Daily Plant Life, where we turn simple seeds into endless harvests and make gardening feel like second nature. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next video, because we're just getting started. We've got more crops to explore, more tricks to share, and more ways to help you grow fresh food right where you are. Thank you for watching. Thank you for growing with me. And as always, happy gardening, and I'll see you in the next one.